Hello again and welcome to a very special event edition of Ponderpop. I am here at the eGames and Digital Lifestyle Show Expos in Melbourne, Australia. This convention is about all things digital entertainment. We have a whole range of gaming facilities here. We've got, behind me here, you've got Nintendo showing off their Wii stuff. We've got Sony with their PlayStation gear here. We've got Microsoft down the other end with an awesome Gears of War 2 booth that I absolutely have to show you. And over the other side of the convention hall, we got all things just generally gadgety and awesome. So let's go have a look and see what it's all about. Joining me on my Expo adventures are my best mate Brent, who unfortunately knows many Disney musicals by heart, and rock princess, nay, rock goddess, Ali, who won, amongst other things over the weekend, a free t-shirt for kicking my ass 7 kinds of sideways at a Naruto fighting game. But more on that a little later. One of the most popular booths at the show was Microsoft's Gears of War 2 booth. They really went all out on the theme. The booth itself was built inside a shipping crate and surrounded by cots, footlockers and cans of radioactive material you should feel totally relaxed taking a nap next to right after a hard day of shooting aliens in the face. Inside the shipping crate was decked out with 8 player positions for some good old-fashioned multiplayer mayhem. To combat gamer stink from moist fanboys, the booth was also fitted with an air conditioning unit. Full points to Microsoft on thinking that one through. Sony's booth for its big game of the season, Littlebigplanet, was fun. It had a huge globe on which visitors could create their own little custom Sackboys thanks to a sheet of stickers. And so that's what we did. Monkey face buddy. You must obey the power of the fist. It has the power of the lightning!
Like a deer in headlights. A shuriken in his skull. That is gonna go on eBay for like thousands.
Well, it's not because it's stuck to the globe now. For those who like to not only kick it old school but get into building their own arcade controllers, X-Arcade was in attendance, showing off their ready-to-go arcade sticks and also all the components you need to build your own custom-made arcade joystick. Or to even do what I did many years ago and build your own complete arcade game cabinet. The playable Street Fighter 2 game they had there called out to the classic arcade gamer within and demanded Brent and I face off in a fight for glory and bragging rights.
Double KO! Alright.
After his tragic loss to me, Brent decided to re-establish his masculinity in the best way he knew how, with a very macho game of Sony's new iToy camera game, Pom Pom Party. To be fair, it was still way less gay than waggling a little sword around in a futile attempt to fend off cartoon spiders. And that's when cute little Ali shamed both Brent and myself by displaying her finger-crippling skills on Guitar Hero. In fact, her chord-crunching, strummer-slamming mightiness rocked so hard, she was invited to participate in the tektime riff-off Guitar Hero competition running at the event. She was also given a free t-shirt for her undeniable levels of pure rock. Yeah. Good luck, guys. Realising that challenging Ali in Guitar Hero would only lead to my crushing and utter defeat, I challenged her to battle in a game neither of us had played before, a fighter based on the hit anime Naruto. The first round went to me after I somehow fluked some kind of super rage attack thing. The second round started well enough. I had found my groove and I was learning some neat combos. Unfortunately, this only seemed to fuel Ali's fire, and she proceeded to rain down pain on me like the angry fist of God.
Best of 3, the winner gets a Naruto t-shirt.
It was then that a booth attendant upped the ante by offering a free t-shirt for the best of 3 rounds. The final round was hard fought by both sides, and for a moment it seemed like I was going to stride away one t-shirt richer, but Ali's competitive streak kicked in, and then my face was also kicked in. And then the time came for Ali's grand appearance on the main stage for the Tektime Guitar Hero riff-off competition. The pocket-sized rock goddess didn't disappoint, rocking hard and having fun. You'll be able to see the entire competition unfold in a future video, but for now, let's just say Ali walked away with yet another hard-earned prize, and one hell of an adrenaline buzz that kept her smiling for the rest of the day. Of course, PC gamers were also well represented with all manner of power gaming rigs with all the requisite LED lighting, ridiculous amounts of cooling fans, and of course, emotionless, sweaty nerds isolated in their little computer case cubicles and headphones. Meanwhile, the console and portable gamers swarmed and buzzed around having their own brand of fun, including things like smiling while gaming and sitting in comfortable, relaxed seating. Apparently wearing a skirt was a requirement at the SingStar booth, regardless of gender. EA Sports went all out on their FIFA booth, which was actually a complete separate self-contained area full of a whole bunch of gaming stations and an inflatable indoor soccer pitch. Naturally, cheerleaders were essential, and also at least one person who shows nothing but disregard and hatred for the normal laws of physics that should be acting on soccer balls. Physically interactive games are definitely the flavour of the moment. I'd estimate at the very least half the games up for play had some sort of wiggling, waggling, wobbling, shimmying, shaking, jumping or flat out thrusting required to play. Meanwhile, I still found the slightly older school physically interactive gaming via force feedback steering a little more attractive. Nokia had their N-Gage stuff on display, this time marketing it as a game brand rather than a device for gaming, in a desperate attempt to stay relevant in the face of iPhone gaming and the Apple App Store. Good luck with that, Nokia. I loved you once, but you got old and senile. Speaking of old and senile, classic gaming, old school style, not Xbox Live Arcade, not Nintendo's Virtual Console, but the really real old school experience. Featuring game devices and handhelds which are older than most of my audience, and of course the classic pinball and cocktail style arcade cabinets. Back to EA again, and another chance for two mates to beat one another mercilessly. Facebreaker for the Wii was fun, and certainly more responsive than the Wii Sports Boxing variant, but still felt a little bit random and inaccurate controlling it with the Wii sticks. It's fun though, I can see it being a good party game. I was of course classy in my victory, and I resisted all urge to gloat and grandstand over the lifeless corpse of my worthless opponent. At the same booth, EA's Skater game using the Wii Fit board was much more fun, and it felt like an ideal fit of technology, but I worry that the urge to stomp on the Wii Fit board for kickflips and the like may wind up breaking it, and I'm not sure how much replay value there'll be once the novelty wears off. And as much as Nintendo seemed to have utterly forgotten the core gamer, they still seem to remember what the hardcore gamer needs most: a handy breath mint. That's a nice subtle hint there, Nintendo. Not only are core gamers all but irrelevant to you now, but their breath stinks too. Thanks. There are some booths that were very pleasant to visit, and others less so. It's safe to say I had an absolute blast at eGames and the DLS Expo, and I plan on coming back next year for even more. I also learned a very valuable lesson. I need much more practice at Guitar Hero.